everybody out there in the bookverse, it's Stephanie, and I'm back with my very favorite video to make every month, and it is my monthly TBR where I play my TBR game, TBR Star Hop. If you haven't watched before, I will link the playlist down below so you can go check out the other videos for this game. But this month is going to be a little different as I am also going to be playing Bookopoly. So I am going to be participating in the month-long Bookoplathon that is being hosted by Becca from Becca and the Books. I absolutely love Bookopoly. I think it is so much fun, and so I'm definitely excited to be playing this game again. I am going to be doing it like I did last year, where I will play my game first, pick all the books for that, and then play Bookopoly second and try to fit as many books from my game into my Bookopoly TBR as possible. So let's go ahead and start by looking at how I did for my TBR from last month. So last month was fairly nice to me, and I had 4 books on my TBR. I had The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood, which I did read. I had Foundry Side by Robert Jackson Bennett, which I am part of the way through. I had Speaking Bones. Oh, why are they backwards? Sorry. Speaking Bones by Ken Liu, which I read, and The Book of Night by Holly Black, which I also read. So technically, I won the game because the rules say if you have started, or if I have started the final book on the TBR by the end of the month, then it counts as a win. I feel like it's almost cheating this month because this stack was so simple, but I'm still gonna take it because I have a lot going on. I don't want to have another black hole on the board. I don't want to have to go back, so I'm counting it because technically it's true, even though I feel a little bit cheating since it was so easy. I definitely am gonna finish Foundry Side though, because it is my channel read along for this month and I am loving it. I think it's gonna be amazing. So I guess I won, but I feel a little bit cheating. It's fine. I'm going with it. We are not putting another black hole on the board, so let's just go ahead and jump into roll number 1. Okay, here we go. No black holes on the board, well, besides our main one, which I'm a little guilty about, but not guilty enough to change it. So let's jump into the first roll. Okay. A 5. I think that is good. Okay. Ooh, a double star. I feel like we haven't had one of those in a while. So I need a friend pick and a mood read. I feel like those don't go together, so throw that back, and a friend pick and an audiobook. We'll go with that. That just seems to fit more. My game, my rules. Okay, so for the first one, we got a double star, and the prompts were friend pick and audiobook. And for this one, my friend is going to be my sister. So I have reached out to her and I am waiting to hear back on her thoughts on what book she would like me to read. So I am going to continue on with this game, and then I will post the clip of myself letting y'all know what she chose. Okay, so my sister got back to me, and the book that she decided to pick for me is called Columbus Day. This is a adult sci-fi book, and it is the first book in a 14-book series, I am pretty sure. This is on Kindle Unlimited, and it is also included in my Audible membership, so I actually didn't have to pay anything for this book, which is amazing. I don't know if she did that on purpose, but thank you so much. I am definitely looking forward to trying this out. I don't know anything about it. I've actually never heard of it before, so it's kind of nice to throw a sci-fi on here because I don't think I have any other sci-fis. I think everything else is fantasy on this TBR. So, and she did even say when she was choosing it, it was like, I'm sure you have a lot of fantasy on there already, so we're gonna do a sci-fi. And she said she's heard that the narrator is amazing and it's funny, and so yeah, it's gonna be fun. Okay, roll number 2, a 7. Ooh, a double moon. What is going on in this game? Okay, double moon. We need a book less than 300 pages that has unique magic system. Okay, probably doable. Okay, the next one is actually fairly nice to me, I feel like, for a double moon. And I got the prompt Unique Magic and Less Than 300 Pages. And the book I chose for this, I am so excited for. And that is Nettle and Bone by T. Kingfisher. This book has been getting such good reviews. My friend Abby read this book and absolutely loved it, so I am so excited to read this. This is a dark fairy tale story and it just feels like something I'm gonna love, particularly as we're kind of easing into fall. Well, not where I live. The next week we're going to be over 100 degrees every day, but let's not talk about that. This is a fall read. It's going to pull me into fall. It's going to be great. And I just feel like it's going to be amazing. Like, oh, I just need those dark fairy tale vibes. I'm craving those in books, and I know it's less than 300 pages, but let me look at what the exact page count is. 240. So definitely fits it, and I am so excited to put this on my list. And this is also my Patreon buddy read for the month of September. So this is going to be such a good time. I'm so excited to chat about this with my Patreons. I feel like this could be a new favorite for me. I have that high of expectations for it. Okay, roll number 3. We get a 6. Very nice. Oh, barely missed it. Okay, so we get a mood read. Oh yeah, I did put that back on the top. Not sad about it. Mood read. Nice. Okay, we got a mood read, which I am very excited about. I feel a little bit like cheating because I did put this one back, but it was gonna be in the mix anyways, so I'm very much looking forward to this. So mood read it is. This means I can pick any book I want throughout the month and read it and count it towards my mood read. I do not have to pick it now, so that'll be really nice because I have been a little bit in a slump and I need to get some mood reading in there. Plus I am going on a trip, so sometimes I mood read at that time. So this is a perfect prompt. Okay, roll number 4. A 5. Okay. Another star, and we get a middle grade. Okay, I can probably do that. Next prompt, we got a star, and the prompt was a middle grade. And for this one, I'm sure this comes as no surprise to any of you, but I am going with the next book in the Keeper of the Lost City series. That is Lodestar. This is by Samantha Shannon. This is a middle grade series that follows this girl who grew up in the mortal world, found out she was an elf, and went to live in their world. She has magical powers and secrets hidden within her mind, and I am interested to continue on with it. I feel like these books are a little bit longer than they need to be. Honestly, they're pretty chunky for middle grades, and it's some of the, well, actually most of the dialogue is a little bit painful, but overall, it's a cute, interesting story. It has some very unique things going on, so I am interested to see what happens and continue on with it, and I also do have the audiobooks available, so I can listen to those as well. Okay, not going too badly. Let's roll number 5 for us. And it's a 7. We get a moon. And for this, the prompt is a book with sprayed edges. Okay. Got another moon, and for this the prompt is sprayed edges. I feel like when I made these prompts, I had a significantly less amount of books with sprayed edges, so this was more difficult. Now it's actually fairly easy to fill. And this probably won't come as a surprise to anyone that I'm picking this, but I'm going with Babel by R.F. Kuang. Oh, I just got my Lumicrate one. Well, I got it a few days ago, but the sprayed edges. They have a quote. They have a quote sprayed on the edges. And so yes, definitely 100% Babel is going on to this TBR. I'm so excited. I am buddy reading this book with my friend Abby and my friend Angela. I am looking forward to it so much. It has dark academia, but it also has a lot of other themes going on in this book. And I also love R.F. Kuang's writing. The Poppy War is phenomenal. So this is, like, I cannot wait to jump into this book. It's gonna be so beautiful. A 4. Okay, that's not horrible, but okay. And another moon, and our prompt is a book with a one-word title. Okay, that's doable, can do. Okay, so close to the end, but we got another moon, and the prompt is a one-word title. And for this, again, no surprise, I'm going with Shortfall by Robert Jackson Bennett. This is the second book in his Founders trilogy, the sequel to Foundryside, and this is my channel read-along pick for the month of September. I still need to finish Foundryside, like I mentioned earlier, but I will be finishing that first thing in September. It should be like, maybe even before September, but probably the 1st of September. But this cover, oh, I feel like the covers for this entire series are just beautiful. The series has unique magic and thieves and heists, and I just love this world. I am not that far into it, and so far I just think it's going to be a favorite series for me. I'm so excited to continue, and anyone who's joining in, I can't wait to hear all of your thoughts on the series because I just feel like it could be a new favorite. This is a great TBR, guys. Even though we know this is the last roll, let's go ahead and see what we get. Ooh, it's a 6. Okay, this has not been a bad month, but let's see what we get on the spinner wheel. Okay, here we are at the end. It's time for the spinner wheel. I feel like we had a decent number of books on here, but it wasn't out of control, so that's good. Here's my timer. For those of you who don't know, I will spin a wheel of prompts and then I have 10 seconds to find a book that fits that prompt. Otherwise, I have to spin the wheel again. I also have to spin the wheel again if I get the same prompt as the last time I spun the wheel. The last prompt that I got was a free pick. I'm almost positive. So let's do this. Whew, it's good times. Under 500 pages. Oh my gosh. 509 pages. Oh my gosh. No. I get it. Dang. So much fail. Well, since I missed it, I could take my time and pick out a book. I feel like that's actually a fairly hard prompt. I have a lot of books that are over 500 pages apparently, and the other one I tried to find, it was under 400. So it's okay. I just was like, wow, that 10 seconds goes really fast when you try more than one book. It's almost like you have to find it on the first or second try. But it's okay because I was able to just pick out any book that I wanted that was in that range, which was nice. And so I decided to go with Ruthless Fae, the second book in the Zodiac Academy series. This is a new adult fantasy romance. It is a bully romance, and there are these twin girls who find out that they are fae, and then they go to this magical university to learn how to use their powers, and they are very severely bullied. Just so you know. But I am continuing on with this series. I have my Patreon, so many of them have continued, and I just feel like I absolutely have to at this point because I want to, but also I want to be able to discuss it with them. So yeah, that's where we're at. This is 473 pages, so this one has officially been added to my TBR, and I will be spinning again. Okay, here we go for the second time. Let's hope that the wheel is a little bit nicer to me this time. I highly doubt I'll get the same prompt again. I don't think it does that very often. But we'll see. Okay, ready? Ready. Graphic novel. Okay. I know. Yes. Find it. Got it. Got it. Yay. Didn't even get to 10 seconds that time. Well, I guess it totally made up for it because it gave me a really nice prompt for the second one. And what I chose is The Sandman by Neil Gaiman. I have already read this graphic novel, but I want to reread it before I continue on with the story because it has been a little while since I read it the first time and I need a refresher. Plus, the new TV show is out and it looks so good, and I would like to reread this and maybe read a couple more within this graphic novel series just so I don't get any spoilers from the TV show because I don't know exactly if it's gonna follow the graphic novels or if it's a little bit different or if I'm gonna get spoilers. I don't really know. So I would just prefer to be cautious because I hate spoilers. So I'm going to be reading this. I love it. I love it so much. My first time reading it, I just fell in love with this story. I love Neil Gaiman's writing style. I don't really love the artwork, but the story and the writing are amazing. And so I'm so excited to read this again. It's going to be so good. So yeah, at least the wheel was nice to me on round 2. Okay, let us check out the books that have made it onto my TBR for the month. Oh, here we go. So there are 2 books that are on here that I don't have physically. Well, I might, but the first one is Columbus Day, which is the friend pick plus audiobook. So I got it on Kindle Unlimited and Audible. So that's how I'll be reading that one. I also will have a mood read on here, which I don't know what I'm going to read yet. And so I probably own that physically, but it's not in the stack. Then I have Nettle and Bone, which is for a book under 300 pages that has a unique magic. And then Keeper of Lost Cities Lodestar for a middle grade. Babel for... What was Babel for? A Book with Frayed Edges. Shortfall for a one-word title. Ruthless Fae for a book 400 to 500 pages, and The Sandman for a graphic novel. So I feel like this is a pretty decent sized stack. I have a lot of reading to do in here, but I am so excited about so many books in this stack. I mean, I know that I love The Sandman. This was already a 5-star for me, so I'm going to love it. Babel, I feel like is going to be a 5-star. I love the Dark Academia. Shortfall could definitely be a 5-star as well, and a new favorite, Nettle and Bone. I mean, I just have so many really good books on here, so I think it is doable. It's definitely longer than my TBR from last month, and I also have a lot going on, but I have very high hopes for it. We'll just see how this goes. And I also still have to do my Bookopoly TBR. Okay, let us go ahead and jump into the second portion of this video, which is the Bookoplathon TBR. I did have my husband print out the cute little Bookopoly board. I'm very excited about it. If you want to check it out, I will link the video of the announcement that Becca did, but I'm definitely looking forward to doing this. It's so much fun. This time around, I did not make community shelf or chance cards for this. I feel like what I'm going to do is if I get a chance, I will just pull out of my wormhole jar, and if I get a community shelf, I will just use the cards from my game, so like my Sun, Moon, Star cards, in order to pick a prompt. So I think that that's the route that I'm going to go with this, just to make things a little bit easier. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the game. Okay, so we are going to start our round of Bookopoly. Bookoplathon, I don't know. Here is my little piece that I'm going to use for a mover piece. It is a little doom slug and I love it. So we're going to put him right there. This is on a bed, so hopefully the dice doesn't like break through the board, but we shall see going into the first roll. 3. A book less than 300 pages. Okay, next roll. 6. A book that has some sort of building on the cover. Okay, interesting. Let's see what I can find. Okay, so here's me realizing I am supposed to be rolling with 2 dice. So let's go back to the beginning. Fun times. And let's start this over again. I was wondering what was wrong. It's like something feels off. 10. Very nice. Dice roll roulette. Okay, I do not remember what that is. I'm gonna have to go watch her video again and find out. And it's a double. Nice, just what I needed. Okay, great. Whew. Okay, I'm kind of confused by the rules. I am reading them on my phone, and it says you need to roll your 2 6-sided dice. Each dot represents 50 pages. But then down below in her guide, a 2 is a book less than 124 pages. So I really don't understand, because I mean, am I crazy? But 2 times 50 is 100, not 124. So I really don't know how this works. I'm gonna go with the each dot represents 50 pages because I feel like that makes sense. I don't know. This is a very, very confusing graph thing down here. Maybe, but well, let's roll and see what we get. A 3. So according to this, I need a book between 125 and 174, but according to the actual rules, I need a book 150 or less. Do I even own a book that short? Ugh. Okay. That dice roulette prompt was very confusing for me because I feel like the description didn't match the table, but I have decided to go with the table's explanation because I have a book that can actually fit that, and that is 125 to 174 pages. And for this one, I'm going to choose Servant Mage by Kate Elliott. This is a novella that has to do with like fire magic and dragons, and I'm really excited about it. Plus, it is 164 pages long, so it is perfect, fits right into that range. I don't really know which way we're supposed to go with this one, but since we had both options, I figured I was free to choose. And I have been looking at this book for a while. It's been on my radar, so I'm really excited to be able to fit it on here. Plus, look at that cover. It's like a dragon with a ball of fire. It's like, I think it's gonna be so good. Okay, let's move on to the next roll because I am thoroughly confused at this point. And it's only the first roll. Okay, roll number 2 out of now 6. 8. So a favorite setting. Okay. The next prompt was a favorite setting. And for this, I'm going with Babel by R.F. Kuang. Nice to have it on both of the TBRs, but I do absolutely love the university with magic, dark academia setting. I think it is one of my absolute favorites, and it definitely is something that I want to read more of, particularly this fall. So yeah, this one gets to fit into both TBRs, which is amazing, and I'm very happy about this, but also because this book is, I feel like I'm going to absolutely adore this book. On to roll number 3. 11. Wow, big numbers. And we get features death. Okay. Next prompt is a book that features death, and I'm not 100% positive on this, but I'm going with Nettle and Bone because I believe that this book has bone magic, which I would assume comes from the bones of dead people. I could be wrong and they could be using live people's bones, but I am going to assume it's the bones of the dead, and so this book will feature death. That's the one that's going to be going on the TBR. If I'm wrong, it is what it is, but I'm going to use this one. It's a nice overlap between my other TBR as well, plus Patreon buddy read, and I'm so excited for it. Next roll number 4. A 4. Ooh, that's cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. Community shelf. Okay, like I said, for these ones, I'm gonna just be like shuffling up mine cards that I have. Sorry, they're kind of a mess right now. I'm just gonna shuffle those up to pick a prompt because I didn't really want to make a prompt. Oh, now I'm gonna have to divide them up into the different things again. Ooh, okay, it's turning into a little bit of a mess, but let's just pick one out of here. And we get a book with a white cover. Okay. For the next one, we got white cover as a prompt because we got a community shelf, and that's okay. I am going to twist this one a little bit because it's my game. Well, this is actually Becca's game, but I'm twisting it anyways. And I am going to be reading The Alloy of Law, which is the first book in the second era Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. I want to reread this series leading up to the release of the final book in November. So I wanted to fit this one on here, but the reason it kind of counts, I know that this one isn't white, is because the UK cover is mainly white. So that's what I'm going with. I love Brandon Sanderson's writing. I like this world. I really enjoy the characters in these books. They are a lot lighter than the original Mistborn trilogy, a lot more humor. I mean, the main characters are literally named Wax and Wayne. So definitely excited to reread these books, and I am so pumped for the release of the final book in this series in November. It's going to be so much fun. On to roll number 5. Whew, here we go. A 9. Another community shelf. Okay, we'll shuffle these up again. Okay. And we will pull one out and we get a sci-fi. Okay. Well, we got another community shelf, and the prompt that I pulled was sci-fi, which works out great because the book that my sister chose for me for my original TBR Star Hop TBR was Columbus Day, which is a sci-fi. So I'm going to be adding that onto this TBR as well. And yeah, feeling good about the overlap we have here. Okay, on to what I hope is our final roll. Yes, it is, and another 11. Why couldn't I have gotten these big numbers during my regular game? 11. A book that is either published or set between 2000 and 2019. Okay, well, we will find one of those. Whew. And the final prompt that we got, I only got one double, so that was great. I only ended up getting 6 rolls, was a book that was published between 2000 and 2019, and this one I'm going with Lodestar. This one, I don't know when it was published, but I'm pretty positive it's in there. Yes, it was published in 2016, so this one fits into those dates. Another overlap, and yeah, that's the end of my Bookoplathon TBR. Let's go ahead and pull up all the books that I have on the combined TBRs. It shouldn't be too much bigger than my TBR Star Hop. Okay, so here's the stack. Servant Mage and Alloy of Law are the only additions, but keep in mind I don't have Mood Read or Columbus Day on this stack. So this is actually a little bit intimidating. Not gonna lie, I am starting to get a little bit nervous about this month and the ability to be able to finish this TBR. Oh, and it's not a month that I'm planning on playing Mini Star Hop, which is a time when I usually bust out a ton of books. So I'm nervous. I am very nervous about this month. Okay, that is the end of my TBR for the month of September. I hope you guys had a lot of fun with it. I really enjoyed playing both of these games. And I have some really, really good books on this list that I'm very excited about. So overall, I think it went really well. I have a little bit more than maybe I would have liked, but it definitely could have gone worse, and I could have had to force more books on there that I'm not really interested in. So all in all, I'll take it. Let me know what you are planning on reading in the month of September, what books you are excited about. If you are reading any of the same books as me, please let me know. And as always, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you'd like to see more from me, definitely hit the subscribe button down below and the bell icon so you'll be notified when I post new content, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.